Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to start by saying thank you for being here today. Before we begin, let's appreciate the video we just watched. Let's appreciate how EXPO has formed and come a very long way since it first started forming 2 years ago. Welcome to the first virtual Majlis. Sorry, my camera wasn't on. Welcome to the first virtual Majlis hosted by AKNS. This Majlis revolves around EXPO 2020 and its three sub-themes or pillars, which are sustainability, mobility, and opportunity. Hayyakum. We're very delighted to be hosting this. We welcome our guests and everyone else. In general, EXPO 2020 aims to unlock the potential of each visitor while encouraging collaboration and presenting opportunities for all to make a difference towards the future development of humanity. The three themes of EXPO will be discussed in further detail during this session.
My name is Amor, and my classmate Sophia would be the other, and the third would be Sheikha from GNS. So let's connect minds and create the future together. If you would all rise for the national anthem. So, with 1 year to go for the expo, the question is how do we celebrate it? AKNS is 1 year to go for the expo 2020.
Again, thank you, Ammar. Now, how will we celebrate Expo when we have just 1 year left for the event to take place? Now, different schools celebrate Expo differently, and today we're going to find out how AKNS and GNS are celebrating this event. Before we proceed, in general, AKNS has been holding sessions to brief people on Expo and its pillars, and our school has taken initiative by celebrating Expo's 1 year to go. This campaign lasts for 21 days and included many activities. The whole point of these activities is to brief students on Expo, its pillars, and its sub-themes. Let's watch this video.
Hello everyone, I have a special surprise for you on behalf of Kahleej National School. We are celebrating Expo 1 year to go. I can't wait, it's less than 1 year. Yay!
Okay, this online session that took place to students was named or titled Hayakum to Expo 2020 Dubai. The whole point was to give students to brief them on stories about Expo and about just normal pillars that any good student should have. Now, we made the world better with our initiatives. In the next slide, we're going to see some of those initiatives and some of those students who shared their ideas to make the world a better place. So more than 1,500 students shared their ideas, as I said, to make the world a better place. Those include the advanced wheelchair. Now, the idea behind it is actually crazy. So a student saw how his mother was suffering, and also like the entire family was suffering because of how limited a normal wheelchair was. It didn't meet their needs and capabilities. And so the idea started with a napkin. They just drew the entire thing on a napkin, which is insane. And then it developed to be done with clay. And then Expo took initiative to actually bring this advancement into, like, to make it a real life thing. And this, what you see in front of you, is the first advanced wheelchair to ever be made. Another thing, which is the emergency phone, this doesn't just help the community, but it just helps everyone at large. The idea behind it also started by drawing it on a napkin, which is also insane. But the idea behind it is that because people in emergency situations often panic, they don't have their phones on them, anything could happen. And so the emergency phone, whenever there's an emergency, someone could go to it, press on it, and it records the entire thing. Now, we know how powerful social media is, and we know how powerful it is to have an actual evidence of crime taking place. This doesn't just include taking a video of the crime at hand, but it also connects whoever used it to the ambulance or to the police, which is honestly incredible, because you're not just, at this point, you're not just helping your community on a small scale, but you're also helping, it's connected to the police. It's such a large scale thing, and it came and became a real life thing because of Expo. Now, these challenges, these innovations are just an example of how great and how important Expo is. Now, global adventures await with Expo's new digital storybook. So these are stories provided by Expo, and teachers just from all over the school are briefing the students about them. Later on, when we go to see the sessions, we're going to see that between them, there is a student a student just narrating the story. This not only helps educate students on different things, but it also provides them with a very fun and knowledgeable experience. Now on to Fatma from GNS.
Hi, it's
So,
actually Sheikha. How are you all? So I'll be your host today. So let's talk about how GNS celebrates 1 year to go Expo 2020. نحن جاهزون لاستقبال العالم. Are you? And now a video about Expo 2020 with ضاعن المنصوري from year 5. So as you can see, across all phases, we celebrate 1 year to go Expo 2020. And now let's have a look at some of the creative inventions our students came up with. So the hybrid scooter is an eco-friendly scooter that works on kinetic energy instead of electricity. And the time machine and photographer robot are another 2 inventions our students came up with. So the photographer robot is basically it's basically an eco-friendly robot that preserves the UAE's heritage while portraying how the UAE has evolved to become what it is today. While the time machine sort of opens more than one website at a time, and its main aim is to inform its users, and yeah.
thank you so much, Sheikha. Now, I'll just quickly tell you about our sessions for today. Our first session will be about the sustainability wing. Our second will be about the mobility wing, and our third will be about the opportunity wing.
Now, just to add to what Ammar said, Al-Wasl is this is just some background knowledge. Al-Wasl is actually the name of Dubai before it became actually Dubai. Now, the point of actually putting Al-Wasl in the middle by Expo, the reason why they did this is because Dubai as a city is very connected to its culture. And Al-Wasl represents Dubai at its very primitive stages. And so Al-Wasl as a name, which and in this session we're going to be acting as Al-Wasl. We're going to be connecting not only 2 different schools, but also 3 different pillars: sustainability, mobility, and opportunity. Just how Al-Wasl is going to be doing exactly that in Expo. Now on to the very first session, which is sustainability. I will be your host for this session, and we're going to have 4 speakers from AKNS and 4 speakers from GNS. The 4 speakers from AKNS are Lulwa, Durra, Hamdan, and Taleen. And we have from GNS, Khalifa, Sara, Sheikha, and Isa. Now, before we begin, let me put it out there that Expo aspires to deliver one of the most sustainable world expos ever, which makes sustainability extremely important as a theme, which is why we're starting with it first, and which is why we're going to be talking about it for 20 minutes. Okay, now, to start this session, who can tell me what sustainability is? Just sustainability as a whole, as a concept, it doesn't have to be textbook definition. Just what is sustainability to you?
So sustainability is how we secure resources for generations and generations to come. And the UAE is continuously investing in sustainability. They established the Ministry of Environment and Water, which aided water desalination systems. And Dubai is also home to the largest single solar park in the world. And according to DEWA, currently more than 7.5% of Dubai's total energy consumption is from solar energy, and to reach 75% of Dubai's total energy consumption by 2050. But it's actually quite difficult to solely rely on renewable energy sources. But what we can do, and what Expo has done, is they reduce the effect non-renewable energy sources causes. So for example, fuel causes the increase of carbon in the atmosphere. So what they did is they encouraged alternative transportations, such as the metro, and decreased the rate of private vehicles used by 51%. And it's also estimated that approximately 7% of Expo's carbon footprint will be reduced through a sustainable Expo carbon footprint strategy.
Well, that's amazing. You told us about what the UAE is doing to promote sustainability. Not only this, but you also briefed us on what sustainability is. Who would like to add? Who would like to give me a different perception of sustainability? What Sheikha told us is amazing. It's very inclusive of every single idea. But who would like to add? Lulwa.
So I would like to add, according to Vision 2021 for UAE and Vision 2030 for USA, it supports sustainability by returning back to the nature. First, the population increased and the nature resources started to limit. That's why UAE and some countries are trying to take care of the world.
Well, that's amazing. You brought nature into this. It's amazing. Now, what about sustainable growth?
I would like to add what Lulwa and Sheikha said. So basically, sustainability is the ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level. So Expo 2020 aims to decreasing the amount of electricity they use. So basically, electricity is mainly made out of burning coal, gas, and petrol, and doing many other steps. And so basically, as you might know, burning these substances can cause a lot of pollution to the environment, which would harm the environment. And so basically, there is this method called green energy, which is when you use natural resources such as sunlight, wind, water, and many other natural resources to produce something. Expo 2020 uses this green energy method to decrease the amount of electricity that is made out of burning these harmful substances such as coal, petrol, and many other substances. So basically, the three ways of producing electricity, one of them is producing it using water. So in countries that there are some rivers and waterfalls, they can create a dam that then has this cycling wheel that cycles the water in a very high mode that will later cause electricity to form. The second way is by producing electricity using the wind. So they can use the wind turbines, which moves in a high direction and moves the wind all around, because when the wind has a high current, it will capture this wind and produce electricity out of it. The third way is to produce electricity using the sunlight. So basically, Expo 2020 uses the sunlight, the electricity that is produced by the sunlight, because they have solar panels, which solar panels, as you might know, work by using the sunlight. So they use the sunlight to produce the electricity.
That's amazing. So you told us about forms of clean energy. Who would like to add on this, especially the clean energy parts, and sustainability is like all about this. Sarah, would you like to add?
Yes, I would like to add that Expo has really made sustainability one of its core themes of the work they're doing. And I would like to say that the Sustainability Pavilion is where we can explore the relationship between nature and people, and pushing people to think about how they could respect nature in a way of how they consume things and in a way of their daily lives. And I'd like to add on that there's even a giant solar canopy on top of the pavilion with thousands of solar panels and 18 energy trees in the gardens that rotate to follow the path of the sun. They've also got technology that collects water from the air and a gray water system that aims to reduce water by up to 75%.
Well, that's amazing. You actually answered my next question, which was going to be, how will Expo be sustainable? Amazing. Hamdan, would you like to add on this concept, and especially why sustainability as a concept is important? Sorry, Hamdan, we can't hear you, but who else? Sayida?
To say that sustainability is an important part of everybody's journey in life. And the reason why is our generation are the one who will recover from the effects that we did from last year. Like, we are producing so much waste over years and we're not thinking about it. So sustainability is a way of solving problem from issues ongoing. So yeah.
You actually tackled a very important problem, which is how sustainability is not only to improve things, but it's also to combat things done to the environment right now. We're going back year by year where we're depriving ourselves from the earth and its natural resources, which is awful, honestly. And this is why sustainability is very important as a concept. Who else wants to add anything? Khalifa?
Yes, I would like to add on about reducing waste. So Expo will be aims to divert 85% of all waste by recycling, reducing, and repurposing.
The waste part is actually very important because, as I said, that's a very bad negative effect of humanity in general. So thank you for the waste. Thank you for the thing about the waste, like the information about the waste. Lulwa, would you like to add?
Yeah, so also there's one part about reusing stuff. So Expo 2020 supports by reusing stuff. Like for example, you know Samsung, everyone, yeah? So it makes some electronics and ACs and much more. So you go there and then you give them your old device. What they do is separate each part and then reuse those old parts to can reduce the emissions and also to not create more bad gases.
This adds to Khalifa's point about the waste, about like the waste point, which is in order to reduce waste, we need to recycle. We need to start being more sustainable by recycling things, by reusing our products. Thank you for the information. Really, it was very nice that not only you guys tackled sustainability, but also the negative effects of us humans. Who else wants to add? Fatma?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to link my point to Hamdan's point. It was very interesting that he reminded me of a point he called off last rehearsal that actually by turning they turn waste into everything from fertilizers to souvenir as a way or, to help reduce the waste, which I thought was very interesting linking to sustainability. What do you think?
I think it's interesting too, honestly, because sustainability is not just about being sustainable now. It's also about reversing the negative effects done and accumulating over the years. Hamdan, finally your camera
Exactly.
worked.
That's
Do you want
exactly
to
what
add
I thought.
anything? Exactly, Fatma. Like your point is very nice and easily made across, and I just hope everyone else, is on board with it. So Hamdan.
Hi, I can give examples of sustainability like green space, renewable clean energy, waste to energy recycling, and water treatment.
I'm not sure who just talked, but thank you for the nice information. Oh, that's Lisa. Okay, thank you, Lisa, for the very nice information. Hamdan, do you want to add anything?
Just now, it was me.
Oh, it was you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Isa, do you have anything to say, Isa? Just in general about sustainability, and we tackled how it's important as a concept. Do you have anything about the forms of clean energy that can be used as part of sustainability, like solar energy, hydro energy, just in general? Durra.
Can I add? I forgot to
Yeah, of
open
course
my
you can add.
How Expo 2020 is innovating to achieve its sustainability goals. Expo 2020 will produce clean energy throughout renewable resources while reducing overall consumption of energy and transforming construction industry centers in areas such as interior lighting and building infrastructure.
Well, that's amazing. You told us about how Expo is going to promote sustainability. Well, what about the UAE? How does the UAE promote sustainability and sustainable growth? Anyone has an idea? With?
That Dubai and the UAE
have, like Sheikha said in the beginning, have invested in many different things to help sustainability. And sustainability, if we don't take care of it very well, we will, like, the world, if the world dies, we die with it. So if we save it, we save ourselves also. So sustainability is a very important part in right now, in this era, in this time.
What you said is amazing, especially the part about if the world dies, we die with it. So sustainability really isn't just about now. It's all, as I said before, it's about reversing everything else, and it's about making sure the world, actually lives, so we live. Um, Hamdan, would you like to add?
Yes, sustainability doesn't only show the problem of pollution, it also shows the problem of scarcity. Meaning that we don't have. It's not only that the world might end. It's also that we might not. We don't have enough resources to keep doing it.
Exactly, the resources part. You beautifully explained this. We don't have enough resources to not be sustainable. That's why sustainability shouldn't be a choice. It should be a way of living. It should be a lifestyle. We should be sustainable every single day in our actions, in our choices. Darra, nice to see you. Would you like to add anything?
Yes, sustainability is giving back to nature. The UAE is home to Expo 2020, which gives back to nature by using renewable sources, from using coal and oil to using now solar panels and wind power. Installing four major nuclear plants in the UAE's capital, Abu Dhabi. This is going to make the already amazing country even better. Expo 2020 is the home to the biggest solar panels in the world, but Expo 2020 doesn't only use renewable sources, they also energy, minimize the use of carbon emissions, use sustainable building materials, and reduce weight. Expo 2020 isn't just making the world better, but it is connecting minds and creating the future.
Honestly, a beautiful ending to this session. Your entire speech was very nice, very well delivered. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who took part of this. It was very informative. I learned new things. I learned about what the UAE is doing to promote sustainability, which is very important since the expo is coming up. Thank you everyone that was part of this session. And now we move on to next session. And before we do that, we have a story delivered by a grade 1 student. And this just goes back to the point I said at the beginning, where I was like, our school is just feeding students at a young age these informative and nice stories, because they're not just, it's not just them gaining knowledge, but it's also them having fun with it. So let's watch this video.
My name is Deneri Kahleej Tagalapinpin from grade 1A. As we are celebrating Expo Month, I will be sharing with you a short story about the monkey and the turtle from my home country, the Philippines. The monkey and the turtle are close friends. One day, the monkey and the turtle found a floating banana tree in the river. They collected it and decided to divide the tree. The turtle got the lower part of the tree, which is with trunk and roots, and the monkey got the upper part of the tree. Both of them planted their tree parts and waited for it to grow. Since the tree part of the monkey has no roots, it died, but the turtle's tree grows and begins to have fruits. But the turtle has a problem. He cannot climb up the tree to get the fruits. The turtle asked the monkey to climb up and collect the fruits for them to eat. When the monkey climbed up the tree, he started to eat and did not share with the turtle. The turtle was so sad and thought of an idea to put thorns around the tree. After eating, the monkey went down, and his feet was struck by the thorns. The monkey felt so much pain and started to chase the turtle. The monkey thinks of so many ways to have his revenge to the turtle. But Turtle pleaded and told the monkey not to throw him in the river. The monkey believed that the turtle is afraid of drowning in the river. The wise turtle managed to trick the monkey. At the end, the turtle swam away happily. After reading this story, I think we should teach the monkey and the turtle the theme of Expo 2020, which is connecting minds, creating future. Through helping each other, equal sharing of hard work, including what they harvest, and explore new ideas to sustain how they live in the forest. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the story too. Maraming salamat po.
I don't know about you guys, but that was the most adorable thing ever. I can't. Um, this story was amazing. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it. It was very nicely delivered from a grade one student. Now we move on to mobility, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna be led by Sheikha.
Yes.
Sorry,
Hi.
sorry, just a mix-up. It's actually Fatma, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So I would love to start the session by what mobility actually means. And it is very interesting from the boys' point of view that it starts with such meaningful words and name pavilions that are in Expo after such motivational words. And this word means basically moving. And who would like to improvise? Because this word is an amazing word. We would be here. We would be here with Al-Awar, Salma, Hosai Muhammad Nabi, Sarah Al-Shamsi, and Shada Al-Blushi, Fatma, Amna Yusuf, Uhanin, and Sayida. So, Sayida, would you like to tell us what mobility means?
Sure. Mobility, from my point of view, is just like any other resources that we're looking for. But mobility for me, if I'm going through it, is sharing ideas, getting to know people. And for example, like, yes, we are solving problems that are ongoing, but we're also learning about people's story, how they're coming up with ideas. So that's my point of view about mobility. What about you guys?
I completely agree with you, Saida. It's a great point of view that we heard right now. Who wants to add? How about Hosseinabi? I'm sure she's going to be more than happy to enlighten us.
Yes. Hello, Fatima. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to talk about mobility. And it is a great blessing to be a mobility speaker. First of all, I would like to start by a quote that the father of the nation, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, Allah yarhamah, he said, I quote, he said, I had many dreams. And he said that I dreamt of our land keeping on pace with growth of the modern world. And I think that mobility is a perfect opportunity for small businesses because the mobility pavilion aims to connect people, providing them opportunities, as I said, and facilities to allow them to do business, collaborate, and access knowledge. Also, as well as innovation, which I think my school is so great at because we have many amazing innovators all around the classrooms, as well as to the mobility pavilion is to find solutions which will enable regional and global communities to develop with the future. And now I think that inshallah within the next year the mobility pavilion will be a great place for businesses, because unfortunately, as we're in the current situation, COVID, a lot of businesses have, not been as successful as they are. So that the mobility pavilion is a place where everybody is welcomed, and businesses like them and any other businesses is allowed to come in and communicate with people and grow. And I think as youth, as young business leaders, or myself as a business student, this is a great place, and I cannot wait to see what I will expect from mobility. And as well as, I think when I hear the word mobility in my head, it's that it's never ending. It's like you're always chasing your goals, and because the word mobility means, continuously, it's mobile, you're always mobilizing, you're always moving. And so please don't stop on chasing your dreams, and work hard on the person you want to become. So that's really what I want to look forward to, and that's what I'm expecting. Thank you so much, Fatima.
You're welcome, Hosai. See, guys, I told you that Hosai would enlighten us with her knowledge. I'm always right about her. Who wants to add another point? Maybe Shada. Shada, do you want to go?
Yeah. So mobility, what is it about? The Expo theme is connecting minds, creating the future. This pavilion leaps to make lives better. It aims to creating a bond between physical and digital worlds. It wants to create a global society where ideas, information, and good things are exchanged faster than ever before. And also, there's this rope-less elevator that's going to be featured in Expo 2020. And it's going to be for skyscrapers or tall buildings. And it's going to carry a huge amount of people. And also, think about it. COVID-19 hit us all like a huge wave, causing lots of changes and decreases in the world population. Without technology, we wouldn't be able to continue learning from home, and that makes me so grateful to be able to continue learning, even through a tough situation like this one. So, as technology improves, life becomes easier and easier for everyone, and things seem more accessible. There's this point I really see as important in my perspective. The UAE, the country that was once a desert, turned to a truly smart city, aiming to reach Mars one day, and that amuses me every single day.
You are completely right. I love your point. It was great, Shada. And actually, linking to your point, Dubai only chooses the best out of the best to work around, because they chose to architect the mobility pavilion, Norman Foster, which around the world their projects are famous and highly known as great. For example, Beijing's International Airport. It was one of their the biggest projects. So, Fatma, Hanin, would you like to?
Yes, I would like to add that as you said, the UAE always goes for the best, and as all of you know, the UAE was a desert, and then it started to become better by building extraordinary things like Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall, and then now they're going to Mars, and the Mars mission is going to be featured in the mobility section in Expo 2020, and it's called Hope Probe. And in this mission, the UAE will try to take a full picture of of Mars, and because of this mission, the UAE will be the first country from the Middle East and North Africa to send a satellite to space.
You're really correct. It's a big move to send a satellite to space, and to prove your point, I mean, who thought after just going to the moon and making this, or going to space and making this big accomplishment, Dubai wants to still go further and send a satellite for more the Mars. So, who wants to add? Wood, do you want to go?
Yes. I emphasize with everyone that spoke about mobility. Even so, I'd like to build on that. Mobility is to move freely, and the ability to move from one place to another, physically and mentally. In Expo, they're observing and advancing two concepts from mobility. The mobility of disabled individuals, and the mobility in a technological development, such as trains, cars, and planes. Expo is preparing the most high-speed elevator in the world for you to move faster while in the surrounding area. Mobility is connecting minds and ideas by discovering new and different people. we use mobility every day, so it's a very big part in life.
That's a very great point of view. Thank you, Wid. Sheikha, do you have a great point of view afterward? I know you love sharing.
Yes, I wanted to say something. First of all, I would like to say, like you all said, such interesting points. So guys, let's just go to the past for a minute, to that time where camels and ships were used for transportation, and traveling took months, sometimes years. I mean, when I look at how long traveling took at that time, I just think it's amazing how transportation evolved to become what it is today. I mean, today you can travel from one end to of the globe to another in less than a day. So I just think it's amazing how transportation impacted mobility, making it much more easier.
What a great flashback. Of course, we all need this flashback because who doesn't, as Sheikh Zaid said, who doesn't have a past, doesn't have a present, therefore doesn't have a future. And I know Amna would love to share her point of view with us. Why don't you, Amna?
Mobility can help us in many ways, but it can't only just help us, it can help the disabled people, because as we know, they're the ones that really need our attention. And we can make new innovations that can really help them be involved in many events and many things that the UAE is proud of. And also we can shape the future for the new generation, because they still don't know what the UAE's accomplished was and what we've been through to come where we are today. So if we make new innovations, they will really realize what we have accomplished.
What a great point of view. Of course, we took much care of them disabled people. And actually, there is a whole kind of like an Olympic thing for the disabled people, which proves that they're not even disabled by their physical appearance or their mental appearance. It's actually way more. There are normal people, and here in Dubai, they get to treat it like that and get to given an opportunity. So that really amazes me from Dubai's perspective. Thank you for sharing that. Sarah, would you love to add? Sarah Shamsi?
Yes, Amir had a great point of view, and I like how Hosai and Saida said that the mobility pavilion connects people. So for me, I feel like the mobility pavilion connects a lot of people, and with connecting people, it can provide a lot of opportunities for our region, which will enable us to improve and develop for the future.
That's a really good point, and I want to add to the mobility point about the people of determination. So the UAE have made a really good effort for people that are the people of determination. So for them to not discriminate someone, they launched special services that cater to the special needs. And for example, there is a new technology that was made. It's called Multi, and it can fit multiple cars in a single shaft. It's basically like it's a very fast elevator that can save up so much time, and it also decreases the footprint by 50%, which is a really good improvement, and which is linked to the sustainability. And then there is also, this idea was basically introduced in 2017, and which is also removes height limitations, and it is a really good improvement for people of disability. So for in order like to not discriminate some people.
Yes, exactly. This improving in technology is all what mobility is about. It's about moving in front in stuff. Why doesn't Selma go? I know she has a great point of view.
Thank you, Fatma. I would like to build up onto these amazing words. Like mobility isn't just about, you know, like just ideas and that's all. It's about creativity, challenging yourself, having new ideas.
Sorry, I had a technical issue. Thank you very much for that point of view. Who would like to go next? Saline? Saline, would you like to share your point of view with us? Okay, let's move on. Would you like to share your point of view?
Adding on to what Salma said, mobility is moving around. We use it every day, and we use it every day in our daily lives to move around, to move around, to connect ideas, to connect minds. And I was just thinking that if mobility wasn't, well, everything relies on mobility. If you can't move, you can't connect, you can't make ideas with other people, you can't share them with the world. So I wouldn't say it's the most important. I would say the others rely on it to be, if you move freely, then you move happily. So, and it's one of the things you can control.
That's a very amazing, brightened idea that is amazing to share. Thank you for sharing that idea. I hope it had enlightened other people. Saline, do you want to go next?
Yes, I'll add to what Wid said. So basically, mobility is when you move freely. Expo 2020 represents mobility because when the people come from all around the world, they're coming here to move freely, not for people to give them instructions. You're going to have to do this and you're going to have to do that. They come here to express what they did, their creations. So they're moving freely. They're getting to see other countries, look at what other people did, and other people's creations.
That is an amazing point of view that you shared. And I know this is at the end of our session. It's an amazing idea to brighten us. But before we end, Selma would love to share her idea with us.
Hi. Okay. Just a second, please. So mobility has been a huge part of Dubai's growth. It is attracting lots of people from across the world to contribute and be part of this pavilion. Lots of people, like mobility, is helping the UAE in general to become better and have more visitors and tourists. Thank you.
That was a great idea. Thank you for sitting through our session. I hope it was very knowledgeable and I hope everyone took something from us today. And it was actually fun having this amazing conversation with you all. This is the end of our session and we would like to end it with this story.
So this story is called The Worm and the Whale. Let's just look at it quickly and then we can move on.
On one Tuesday, and Worm was wiggling around in his underground home. It was nice
and warm down, with an earthy smell and just the right amount of moisture in the soil. All of a sudden, the peace and tranquility was interrupted by something sharp and cold crashing through the ceiling of Worm's home. It was a huosipity, a gardening spear. Worm fled as his long, squishy body would allow, and didn't stop until he reached seashore. Once he'd caught his breath, Worm looked out to sea and saw a vacuum, which means sailing boat in the Tongan language. Getting ready to leave, fearful of the spear being on his tail, a winter's day and Worm was wiggling around in his underground home. It was nice and warm down there, with an earthy smell and just the right amount of moisture in the soil. All of a sudden, the peace and tranquility was interrupted by something sharp and cold crashing through the ceiling of Worm's home. It was a huosipity, a gardening spear. Worm fled as his long, squishy body would allow, and didn't stop until he reached seashore. Once he'd caught his breath, Worm looked out to sea and saw a vacuum, which means sailing boat in the Tongan language. Getting ready to leave, fearful of the spear being on his tail, he wiggled his way into a nearby basket and took cover. He felt the wooden basket move and peered out through a gap. Oh! The basket had been picked up onto the sailing boat. Away Worm went, out to the sea in a wooden basket on a sailing boat. Worm looked around. He saw spears and harpoons, and realized with horror that he was on a whaling boat, and the men on board were whalers. They had their eyes focused on a sleeping whale and began to close in for the kill. Worm thought hard. What could he do to save this beautiful creature of the sea? An idea popped out of his head. Popped into his head. He screamed louder than he'd ever screamed before. To wake the whale, "Whale, wake up! Wake up, whale!" he roared. Luckily, whales have very good hearing, and pick up sounds and frequency that humans otherwise can't register, such as worms using their loudest voices. Whale woke up with a startle, realizing imminent danger. In his haste to escape, he flipped the boat, sending Worm tumbling into the sea.
True.
Worm was scared. He didn't know how to swim, but Whale knew he couldn't let Worm drown after Worm had saved his life. Whale took a deep breath.
Okay, let's get back to our session. I'm pretty sure the story is fixed again. Okay, never mind. So I'll just carry on. Elon Musk, modern day genius Superman. What can we even say about him? This guy has created a car that does not even need an engine. It doesn't even run on gas. Just the thought of how beneficial that is for our planet, and that can literally fall under the sustainability wing as well, which was the first session we had. And this exact same guy, he's done SpaceX. He originally created PayPal. He's done so much. The question is, how did he do it? Why did he do it? It's because he saw an opportunity. He was probably just sitting there one day eating a bag of Doritos, and he decided, you know what? Why don't I make a car that doesn't need an engine? And that's exactly what he did. He saw an opportunity, he took it, educated himself, and did exactly that. He just did it. Now, in life, there's many opportunities that get presented to you, obviously. Me personally, as a senior, I have the opportunity to go to many different colleges. I have the opportunity to take part in this event. Same thing with this event. Okay, so now we're gonna be actually moving on to our session, which is opportunity. So if you can just wait a second for the slide to show up. Okay, this is gonna be our session, which is opportunity, and I'm gonna be your host. So you know it's gonna be amazing. So our speakers from my personal school, Al Khalij National, are gonna be Abdul Majid, Muhammad Imran, Yusuf Wahabi, and Hamdan Al Marzuki. And from GEMS National School, we're gonna have Mohammed Al Maki, Matar Rashid Al Manai, and Hamdan Tariq Abbas. So I've already given you guys a brief summary of what opportunity is, how it's beneficial, and all that. But let me just quickly relate opportunity to the expo. I'll just do this super quick. So the Expo 2020 is going to be presenting many types of different technology and many types of different job offers. Now, there's two types of opportunities you can get from this. One would be actually looking into the technology, and you could possibly get it, like you could imply it in your country, and if it's insanely beneficial and amazing, other countries will start to follow. And the other one would be that you yourself as a creator could be in the expo and show off a certain piece of technology. Now, while you're showing it off, others might get interested, and that's your perfect opportunity to actually start increasing the amount of people who know you, who know your project, who know what you're doing and what you're selling, and just it's just full of opportunities. The entire expo is insanely full of opportunities. So I'm just gonna ask a really simple question. Who wants to add on to exactly what I just said? Anything about opportunity? Okay, we're gonna listen to Hamdan speaking quickly.
Hi again. So today I will talk about opportunity. The opportunity pavilion designed by architects built on the rich urban history of the plaza and its universal significance as a place for people to connect across age, language, and culture to celebrate our shared human experience. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. You mentioned quite a good few, like quite a good points actually, and I think Yusuf wants to be speaking next. Maybe he can add on to you, give us another amazing point, another amazing idea. Yusuf, take the floor. Okay, so I'm guessing. Oh, there. Okay, so I'm
Yes,
guessing
hi,
Yusuf
sorry.
is not.
I'd like to add on Hamdan's point. Expo is a it's opportunity to share knowledge in different fields, and this is a really good opportunity to people sharing knowledge in different fields.
So you spoke about how knowledge is being shared between different fields, and honestly, that is amazing. Like that's such an amazing point to make because knowledge is being shared between different fields. It can go from aeronautical to car industries. Knowledge is being shared. So now I think Yusuf's here, so I think we're gonna listen to what he has to add on. So Yusuf, the mic's all yours.
Alright, thanks. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yusuf Ali, and I'm in AKNS. So basically, we're going to be speaking about world hunger and what are the opportunities that we can take to end world hunger. So basically, a lot of people suffer from world hunger. Actually, 820 million people suffer from chronic hunger. And the highest percentage of world hunger is in Central Africa. Okay. And the problem or the thing that caused this to happen is because they suffer from limited resources due to political issues and basically corrupt government. Now, the first opportunity we have to end world hunger is to provide sustainable finance and security opportunities to the NGOs or the non-government organizations that are already working on this matter. So basically, there are already people that are trying to fix this issue, but they don't have the financial support or enough security to help them fix this issue. Now, another opportunity is to resolve political issues. So basically, people and governments are spending a lot on weapons or basically just to get ready for war, but they are not focusing on their healthcare and basically their people. They aren't focusing enough on them. The third opportunity is to invent and manufacture affordable food substitute. So basically, people that go to space, for example, they have these packets or zippers full of just a bit like powders or stuff that actually make them full and give them enough nutrients to live. So I would suggest that we do have this for poor people that are basically people that are facing poverty, and make sure it's affordable for them. because the ones in space are actually a bit expensive. Now, the fourth opportunity is for poor people should have food income. So basically, if we do resolve political issues, the government should have a new system for people that are facing poverty, which is called food income, where basically they provide them with food from the government themselves. Now, the fifth point is to help people find sources for sustainable food, such as farms and what do you call it? Cattle production or production food items, cattle raising or production food items. And the last point, sorry.
Go on, you can say the last one.
All right, so the last point I want to address is education. So basically, the younger generation should be exposed to education more. So basically, the people that are facing poverty and cannot afford education should be able to afford should be able to being what do you call it? to be able to being offered this education, because in the end, when they grow up, for them to be able to live, they're going to have to be able to work, and the only way that they are able to work is if they are offered education while they're young. And if they do get offered education, this can also help them resolve hunger. Thank you.
Okay, look, I'm an honest guy. Okay, I'm a very honest guy, and I know many of you here don't know me. But when I first decided to host this, I was not expecting someone with such an amazing idea, such an amazing concept about opportunity to come here. Like, I originally thought that this was all gonna be about job opportunities and money and this and that. I did not think someone was smart enough to genuinely relate opportunity to actually solving world hunger and how that would increase the income that poor people get and how that would offer them education and jobs. Honestly, amazing, man. I love that. So next, I'm going to be moving on to Mohammed Imran, and I'm 100% sure he has some amazing ideas to share with us. So, Mohammed Imran, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Ammar. Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Imran, and I'll be talking about the opportunity. So, just to starting, what is opportunity exactly? Opportunity is like a chance, a golden chance, or it can even be a time or set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. So let me talk about opportunity is actually one of the themes of EXPO 2020. And in this theme, there's I'll be talking about this country, Malawi, which is in the opportunity pavilion. Now, the country is trying to show people the natural landscapes, mountains, lakes, and its nature. It is also trying to show people its innovations that by ordinary people changing lives. It will also showcase authentic and organic products, which will be non-GMO, which means non-genetic modified organisms. Now, let me give you a quick fact about that country. That country has a lake which is called Lake Malawi, which is the third largest lake in Africa, with diverse marine organisms and culturally rich communities living near that lake. So that country, Malawi, is an agro-based economy, and most of its agriculture products are grown by smallholder farmers. And what is exactly trying to do? Its pavilion will actually feature emerging solutions and practices that impact peoples and communities. And they will also showcase innovations in various sectors such as agriculture, tourism, science, and technology. Now, we all know we have been hit from this unexpected time, which is we got hit by the coronavirus. And due to that, a lot of people actually lost their job. A lot of people lost their job. They couldn't help support their families and all that. So as a country like Malawi, which is located in Africa, which is in a developing phase, it will actually help a lot of people to go there and work there and make a better life for their families. One more thing I would like to add on this is that I'll start by the United Nations goal, which is by 2030 to achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitization and hygiene for all and end open defecation, paying special attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations. Now, I am from Mozambique, which is another country in Africa, and they have taken the opportunity to be in Expo 2020. And they have started this one solution, they have started this one campaign and opportunity in Expo, which is called Be Girl. Now, what's the
Muhammad Imran, I'm so sorry I'm gonna have to cut you short, but honestly, thank you. Like, I did not have any idea about the whole country situation and the marine life and all of that. And I honestly apologize for cutting you short, but we're gonna listen to Muhammad Ali Maki right now. So, bro, it's your stage, bro.
Thank you, Muhammad Amran and Ammar. I totally agree with you. But because of Expo event that will happen very soon in the UAE, it's opened lots of opportunities to many people around the world. But don't think by snapping your fingers or being lazy you'll get an opportunity. No, you need to work hard in order to achieve your dreams. So don't let anyone hold you back. For example, Thomas Edison, he invented the light bulb. He tried and failed lots of times, yet he never gave up. Through his determination and perseverance, he invented one of the most life-changing things known to mankind, which is still used today. In the Bedouin times, no one thought that there would be one of the most developed and innovative countries in the world, that is located in the middle of the desert. Sheikh Zayed Al Nahyan, may he rest in peace, saw the opportunity to make the country what it is now. And one of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's goals is to make Dubai the happiest city in the world, and he seized the opportunity to turn his dream into reality. And Dubai saw an opportunity to host Expo and took it. This allows the world to connect together in one place because of hard work and determination. Remember, one person can change the world. Take the risk.
Thanks a lot, Muhammad. Like, that was honest. Like, that inspired me. Like, I really appreciate what you said, and I agree. Opportunity does not just come like that. You have to truly work towards it. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna be listening to Hamdan right now. So Hamdan, you can take the mic.
So I'm gonna take a very different approach than the other students. So what I want to talk about is students' opportunities and how I feel like schools should change schools should change their attitude to students where it could give them more opportunities. And the one main thing I want to talk about is their voice. What do I mean by that? You might ask. Well, what I mean is they want to be heard by their school. They want to be heard by the authority. They want their opinion to actually make a difference in the school's environment. They want freedom of talk. And I feel like something like Expo 2020 has helped with that. They've given students opportunities to show off their creativity by giving them the chance to make something, by just drawing in a napkin to then make it into a real thing. I feel like that is a step forward. But one very important thing, as I said, the voice, and this kind of falls under the voice, is good communication between students and school authority. And what I feel like should be happening is both hosts should be listening to each other and being able to get some form of information from each other and make use of that. And one reason why I feel like this is very important to schools in specific is that these opportunities give students confidence and give them very important skills that will help them in their career and their personal life. Another thing I also wanted to talk about is fairness. And Expo 2020, as I said, really has been helping with that. It's really giving everyone a chance. It's not choosing, oh, this guy has better marks, so let's just choose him and not the guy with lower marks, you know? So I feel like Expo 2020 has really been helping with this, and it's something I'm really looking forward to making it better. But like one idea I had, which is to pick leaders that can represent all the students, and ideas can be taken from them to renovate and help the school even more, is like this might sound far-fetched, but I think one of the best ways is to put the students through a situation that will show who the true leaders are and like what And like what I want to do, or I mean suggest, is to put students through an ethical experiment, which will show the true forms, I should say, of the students that will really stand up for, like, which will really stand up and try to help others. Thank you.
Honestly, I love the way you related opportunity to the educational system we have right now. Like that was truly amazing. And you all just heard Hamdan from my school speaking. Now let's listen to Hamdan Abbas from GNS speak.
What do you think Expo 2020 aims to opportunity? To increase awareness about the challenges faced by the humanity on a global scale. It is the world's largest meeting place and offers many opportunities such as networking and promoting international relationships. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamdan, for that. And now we'll be listening to Abdul Majid speaking. Abdul Majid.
Yes, hello. So a lot of us are aware that UAE went from a desert to one of the richest and safest places on earth. And this happened because of opportunity. So the tallest thing in the desert used to be a cactus or a tent. And now, although Dubai is still hot and may resemble a desert, we have one of the tallest buildings in the world. We have the best facilities. So this all happened because of opportunity. No one imagined that we have flying machines taking us to places. They'd probably imagine like another type of camel. But we've evolved, and that's because of opportunity. The people of the desert found the opportunity to make tents, make the desert a better place. They had a vision, they had inspiration, and they had innovation.
Okay, everyone, this is the end of the 3 sessions. We hope you learned something today from these very informative sessions. I myself learned a lot about opportunity, sustainability, mobility, about Expo in general and its goals. It was very informative and nice. I want to thank every single student who took part of this. I want to thank students from GNS for giving us such amazing speeches and things to learn about Expo and the issues it's tackling. I just want to say that this is not the end of this initiative that AKNS started. We hope you join us again in our second virtual Majlis, which is going to be more personal. It's going to be about students' voice in schools. And I think this is very important because as students, we have so much potential, we have so many things to say, we're very vocal in general, and this second virtual Majlis is gonna give us a platform to talk. So really hope you guys join us again for the second virtual Majlis, and this is the end. Ammar, would you like to add anything? Okay, he doesn't want to add anything. Thank you everyone, you can leave the session now.
كل ما يجب أن تعرفه عن إكسبو 2020. إكسبو ذلك الجسر الثقافي التي عبرت من خلاله دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة إلى واحدة من أهم وأكبر الفعاليات الدولية على مر العصور. هو الحدث الأول من نوعه في منطقة الشرق الأوسط وأفريقيا وجنوب آسيا. حظيت الإمارات بفرصة استضافة معرض إكسبو 2020 في دبي بعدما فازت في ختام الدورات التي انعقدت في باريس من أجل التصويت، والتي شارك فيها مندوبو المكتب الدولي للمعارض. الآن ونحن في عام 2020 قد تراءى لنا أن نذكر هذا الحدث العظيم لنسرد أكبر قدر من المعلومات عن إكسبو 2020 ونظهر أهمية ليس فقط لقطاع الشرق الأوسط بل وللجميع أيضا. ما هو إكسبو 2020؟ شعار إكسبو هو تواصل العقول وصنع المستقبل. 6 شهور هي فترة المعرض، 192 دولة مشاركة، 25 مليون زيارة متوقعة من جميع أنحاء العالم. أول إكسبو دولي يقام في المنطقة الشرق الأوسط وأفريقيا وجنوب آسيا. إكسبو هو وسيلة مبتكرة لتوليد الأفكار والتوصل إلى حلول لتحديات نواجهها يومياً. التواصل والتصور والابتكار والتصميم، نجد الحل ونبتكر. ما هو تاريخ إكسبو؟ أقيمت الدورة الأولى من معرض إكسبو سنة 1851 في لندن، وهي التجربة الأولى في العالم كلها. حضر المعرض آنذاك حوالي 6 ملايين شخص، وتم تحصيل إيراداته واستثمارها في بناء متحف فيكتوريا وألبرت. وقد أقيم المعرض في عدة أماكن: باريس، أمريكا، بلجيكا، اليابان، كندا، أستراليا، الصين وإيطاليا. والآن دولتنا الحبيبة دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. سوف أراكم في العام القادم في إكسبو 2020 مع مدرستي جرس البرشاء الوطنية، وسوف أرسل لكم رسالتي الإلكترونية وأرحب بكم بدخول إكسبو 2020. شكرا لحسن استماعكم ومتابعتكم. كان معكم ضارن المنصوري من الصف الخامس باء من مدرسة جرس البرشاء الوطنية. مع السلامة.